This video is brought to you by Midway USA. Support the channel by choosing Midway for your shooting and outdoor supplies.
Reaching out to 800. I think we had like 5 misses.
Yeah, but this is a different world, my man.
I mean, you're pushing less not that much less, I
No,
guess.
it's not that much less.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, Henry. Welcome to the 21st century.
All right, Josh is excited about these space guns. That's cool.
I'm on 150. Impact. Impact. I'm on 200. Impact. Impact. I'm on 250. Impact. Lower third. Impact.
I see it. I was trying to see how far it dropped.
Yep. Okay, I'm on 300. Impact. Impact.
It still correlates to what we know about it. About 1.2, 1.3.
350. Impact. Top line of the lower third. Impact. Stack them up.
Yeah. So it is. I mean, it's about 1.18.
I'm on at 400.
400.
Impact. Impact. Wow, stacked, dude. It's dead center stacked.
Okay.
Upper chest. Very nice. Okay, 450. Oh, right edge. Press left.
Okay.
Quarter target, half target, and that was at the shoulder line. Let's go 2.8. Impact. Good correction. On at 5.
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Impact center. Impact. I'm on at the 575. Impact. Upper chest. Good windage.
Okay, I'll drop it a little bit.
Yep. Impact. Just below center, just right of center.
Yeah, I was closer to 4.5.
Nice.
All right. All right, I'm gonna start dialing. I'll dial up 6 mils for the next one.
Ready.
700. Dial up 6 mils. Ready?
Ready. Impact.
Did you see where the impact was?
I think it was set, like dead on the pin. But it's
Okay.
very hard to tell because that target does not move.
That poor bird. Did I? At least it got
No,
away.
it flew away.
It got away.
Re-engage.
Oh, I thought these were one-hit
Oh,
targets.
well, we shot the last one twice. Just go for it.
Okay.
Impact. Square.
Nice. Let's see, 6-0. I have on the charts the next one. 800, I'm gonna hold 9.7. You could see on the chart the steep drop off that we're running into.
Yeah, we're about hitting that place, aren't we?
Yes. I would venture to say that we're past that place. All right, I'm ready when you are.
9-7, left edge. Impact. Center.
All right.
Just over center.
All right, so that was a clean course.
Nice, dude. Shoot it again.
Yeah, that was hit too.
Nice. Almost the same spot. They're in the upper third of the plate. You could probably go 9-6, 9-5 here.
Okay, well.
Very nice. Very nice.
You know what that means, Josh.
Oh, is it game time?
It is. It's a clean course, so we need to.
Let's go, baby.
2, 3, 4.
I'm not going to do any sort of trying to call these because there's literally no plate movement.
Okay.
Let's go, man. Tighten up on this. Let's see it happen. I'm not making any calls.
Right. Ready?
Ready. Very nice. That last one I saw for sure was on the top of the lower quarter of the plate, and the plate was definitely moving before that. I'm pretty sure all 5 of those were on, man.
So
I saw no splash. Put it this way: I saw no splash on the dirt. No dirt plops.
Now, okay, so very impressive. Today we were running on a course with next to no winds. Normally, this course would be a killer for 55 or 77 grains even. 556 going out to this distance if it's under high winds.
Yeah, once you get past the 600-ish mark, it starts to get tough.
Yeah, so like when we were shot the Mark 12s, that was what was kind of getting it iffy.
Yep.
On top of that, the optic solution, like, okay, look, let's draw it back to the baseline. Very nice rifle. Josh has shot it very tight. We know this rifle performs exceedingly well. My question, I mean, selfishly, I was looking at these optics, so I was like, Josh is a guinea pig that I got to watch him dive into the Mark 5s and see how they do. Very cool. I mean, very intuitive to just shoot.
What I've noticed is that the reticle on that, you guys know I'm a big Night Force guy, and I like the Mil XT reticle. But what I've noticed on these like go fast carbines, is I actually prefer even less having messed with the PR2 reticle in this versus the Mil XT and the Night Force on a like real go fast gun. Like I'm snapping to a target and I just want to be able to shoot without even dialing it. I just use holds. I like the PR2 a bit better. It's more open. Did you notice that?
Yes,
it's like very open.
Yeah. What can I say, Josh? I mean,
how is the gassing? How is the recoil?
Is easy.
Stupid, right?
I mean, look, compare this to the 6 arc. Can this reach this distance? Yes. However, a huge caveat is we're shooting on an extremely low wind day. Would I be confident in pushing it farther out? I'm not. Frankly, I'm not. Can I hit 1,000? Probably. Am I confident on it? No. Because at this point, I mean, it's 9.7 mils of a drop. That is still manageable, but you know, I know the velocity and the BC end, it's going to get pushed around by the wind quite a bit.
Yeah, not just that, but to what we've learned about max effect from Adrian at Sidewinder, this really max effects the lead edge of transonic around 650.
Yeah.
So 650 to maybe, you know, and so then at 7 you're kind of good. 8's pushing it, and once you get past 8, you're having to deal with that.
I mean, think about how the drops are, right? Like I think 300. I was one. It was the normal drops, like 300, 1-2, 400, 2-2, 500. I was
3-5. I think
3-5.
Yeah.
600. I was 4-5. This is still like 1 mil pushing out, but then all of a sudden 700, you start seeing 6 mil drop, and then 800 is 9.7.
And that 700 yard target, that's actually 680.
Okay.
Right? So, because again, it's UKD out here, so it's like,
it's
even more.
It's no
right?
distance to us, to the rest of the people, it's
Right.
UKD. But, yeah, I mean, it's 700 plus minus 20.
Yeah.
But that 20 matters even more so at that distance because of the severity of the drop. And that indicates to me is a loss of velocity, the loss of effectiveness going out to it. So when you're thinking about it, like, what's the advantage of this? Obviously, logistics. You're working 5.56, but if you're facing armored targets, something that needs a little bit more oomph.
Well, you know what? You can see if we contrast this against the GFR.
The
6 arc hitting
plate.
the plate movement.
Yeah.
At the 8, you can see the massive difference in how the plate reacts.
However, I feel like I'm just poo-pooing this. I'm not. I mean, it's impressive
no, dude,
how
you
it
just shot
shoots.
a perfect clean run, and I'm pretty sure you shot a perfect clean speed drop thunder run at the end.
I mean, core accuracy, excellent. What's the price point on this thing?
Those I got off the Ridgeline site.
It has the potential to be a very effective rifle. Gassing, excellent. Accuracy, excellent. It's what you would expect for a modern 5.56 rifle at that price point. You have anything else for the audience?
Let's go talk about all the good specs in the debrief.
Yeah, let's see Josh get really excited about another space gun.
Now, before we go any further, a quick word from this video sponsor and title sponsor of the show, Midway USA. Here at 9 Hole, you see us shoot a variety of firearms. We use various optics, from red dots to 25 power precision scopes. We shoot various ammunition, from ball to match to hand loads. We shoot off of various mats and rests, we transport our firearms in a whole bunch of different cases, and we maintain our firearms with a variety of cleaning supplies. But we can find all of this at Midway USA. Midway carries just about everything for serious shooters. But the product offering isn't the only reason we choose Midway. If you need an order shipped quick, Midway's shipping department is probably one of the best in the business. Almost all the orders we place there ship the same or the next business day. And lastly, something I personally love, the stock availability feature. Not only can you see if a product is in stock and available to ship, but you can also see when back-ordered or out-of-stock items are expected to be available again. This lets us know it's safe to order a back-ordered product and that we won't get stuck waiting for months for it to come back into stock. So, if you're looking to pick up some new gear, be sure to check out Midway USA. Now, let's get back to the show.
Welcome into the debrief. Henry, an ace. A perfect run on the DMR course.
Yeah, I mean, this is I keep on calling it a modern SPR. I know the term is scoped carbine nowadays. But I think this is sort of an ideal employment of a system to fit it into the requirements of what the SPR, the Mark 12 SPR once was. I could go into that in a bit if you really want me to, Josh. But
yeah, I don't know that this rifle is well known enough. Let's do a little bit about what this rifle specifically is, and then we can talk a little bit more into the theoretics around the SPR itself in today's day and age. So for those of you who are unaware, this is the Ridgeline Defense Lightweight Precision Rifle, or LPR. This is developed by the guys at Ridgeline, who are scoped carbine instructors and scoped rifle, sniper, etc. instructors, up from my neck of the woods, up in New Hampshire. Well, I would describe it as the culmination of what you would sort of expect from a extreme premium, complete build for precision carbine or scoped carbine. It has a match grade proof research barrel. The receiver is proprietary, such that it has an extension where the barrel slides inside it, and as opposed to having a more traditional barrel nut screwed over the top, and uses, I believe, a jam nut on the inside of this receiver extension to hold the barrel in place and to sort of isolate out the amount of potential dispersion you'd have from flex applied to the rail being then imparted on the barrel. The gas block is held in with a jam nut as well. So again, everything that could be done from an accuracy perspective is being done. My first groups with this, brand new, barrel not broken in, anything like that, brand new, shot past the 1 MOA all-day challenge, shot 10 rounds in less than an inch. The gas system itself is an intermediate length, and the buffer system is an A5 buffer system. The net result of this is an extremely soft shooting rifle. I would put this in line with a match grade, like 3-gun style rifle, despite it not having adjustable gas and not having lightened internals. The gassing, the accuracy, this thing is a premium rifle. I think it wants to be fed hotter ammunition, as even with the 77.556, as I was noting that the gassing felt really good, which means that if we went down to less power in the ammunition there without affixing a suppressor, I do think that we would be sort of running on the edge, sort of blade running the reliability.
Because this cleared no misses at 800, we did the lightning run, we did the bonus run on it. Did exceptionally well on the bonus run. Very easy to control. Huge thanks to our friend Adrian on passing some knowledge base onto us to get effective rounds on targets quickly. My initial assessment, I was telling Josh, I think this is nice, but it's not as light as like a rifle length as like my Mark 12 or especially my A2. Josh disagrees with it, but I will always err on the side of the M16A2 because M16A2 is, in fact, king of the M16s.
I think it is very close to the Mark 12, but the buffer system in my mind,
right.
It's like it depends on which configuration you have. Are you running a full carbine length spring, like mine? My Mark 12 is the carbine Mark 12 buffer system. Yours is a rifle length system. Right, so like some of that stuff may come into effect when we are perceiving what might be different as well.
Right, but I think the biggest question we have, though, Josh, is obviously if we're able to step it out to 800 and with a small frame rifle, obviously we should throw away all our AR-10s and 308s and 6.5 because those are obviously irrelevant because the SPR is clearly the champion of this exercise. And, we don't need any of that stuff. Is that true?
Well, one of the pieces that you can sort of see straight away, just in the actual, what we have on film, right, straight away, is how hard it is to see the hits at 800 with this rifle. And that's testament, obviously, to the energy with which those rounds are striking that 830-yard plate.
Yeah, so just on that, I know some people may go back and ask, well, that bonus round, it looks like you have rounds that you didn't count, or looks like you counted rounds that were misses as hits. I spent a lot of time going frame by frame on this to address this particular question. Those all 5 were hits, and I will show the reel on where these 5 hit. Now, what we're seeing is some of these impacts were so light that we didn't even see SPAL on the ground. And so the projectile at that point, and it seems like the projectile is not even breaking apart to SPAL on the ground. I don't know if that's the truth. I just know the energy delivered at that distance is very low. Does that mean you could stand down there and basically be like Superman in the movie and it just bounces off your chest?
I mean, I would catch them.
No, obviously. No, obviously you don't want to stand down range from it still. But when it comes to dealing with barriers, when it comes to dealing with armored targets, when it comes to dealing with even like heavier game, I've been giving the SPR a lot of thought, and quite frankly, this is a good representation. Scope carbine is kind of the modern term for like what the Mark 12 SPR was back in the day. This rifle to me seems like a very good loadout for a modernized SPR concept, in my opinion.
One of our older videos, Henry, we talked about what is the difference between sort of like the GPR, right, of today, like a URGI with an LPVO, and the scoped carbine or a precision carbine of today, because so much of those things have sort of bled together over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I were to try to pitch the SPR for the modern day, let's look at the SPR from the past days, the Mark 12. It was clearly a rifle that did some things better than the line M4. Your M4, even with an ACOG, was only so optimized. And you even had things like the Recce carbines, you know, the 1.x to 4x optics, you know, the Schmidt short dots and stuff like that to make a Recce rifle. The special purpose rifle, the Mark 12, pushed beyond that. It was an actual optic with parallax adjustments, which is important and refining your sight picture, with a good suppressor and a good gassing to work a 600 to 800 meter top end. But the biggest thing to that is the 77 grain ammunition that enabled that pulled the core accuracy out of it. The question isn't, you know, like what happened to the Mark 12? Why did it get so bad? It's more so the general purpose stuff. You stepped away from the Block 1s and your M4s turned into the URGIs with LPVOs, which could clear 800, especially 77s also being a very prevalent item. So how do you then define the efficacy, like where the like a special purpose rifle, even an SPR, a special purpose rifle or receiver, actually even fits? In the long and short, I think there's a couple different categories that differentiates the modern stuff. Like you could go full performance and change it out to like a 6mm. Stuff like the Ridgeline, you want to focus back on more of a logistics side and use the actual 5.56. Now, I know they have even further developed 5.56 cartridges to heavier recoiling, longer projectiles, heavier pressure or higher pressure and stuff like that. And then the final piece I would say is probably cost. And that's on a completely different scale, because right now we're talking about pure the performance side, what you gain from a modern SPR. I think this is a good like poster child for the modern SPR in a sense that it optimizes as much as you can for the 5.56 cartridge. What you end up with is a system that is able to get you a more predictable first round impact. Although we didn't see any win today, if there were wins, maybe that would have turned into the second or third round impact instead. Very controllable recoil, so as you've demonstrated, at 400 you could easily substitute a squad automatic weapon in pinning targets, even with ball ammunition. It's a system that basically takes the attributes of that 16-inch carbine and really presses it to the edge of what it is capable of doing. And so, I mean, for me, that's where I see the SPR. It's still going to be weaker against barriers and unarmored target or armored targets and stuff like that. But the question is, what are you going to pick and choose? Are you going to pick like performance, or are you going to want to pick logistics and the convenience of having something that's around that could be quickly dumped into that role? The 77 grain ammunition wouldn't have gone anywhere if it weren't adopted by the military and pushed in mass in combat. It still would have been a significant development. I'm not trying to take that away. It's still what it is. It's a very lethal cartridge that gets more out of the system. But logistically, it would have never been pressed into the scale that it were. The new stuff right now, I think, is going to run against that, because the military seems to be running towards the 6.5s. I hate saying this, but the 6.8 by 51s. The military is running more towards that as a solution, rather than pushing heavier and higher pressure 5.56s. I'm more on the conservative side when it comes to ammunition. So knowing 6mm, knowing 6.5 Creed and these cartridges have the military looking at it, they're pushing things at a scale that is difficult for us to push. And they're making observations at a scale that's difficult for us to make observations on. So I would like to see them go through things like this. Now, whether the higher pressure cartridges are being looked at Picatinny or Crane, I don't know. I can ask. I don't know if I'll ever get an answer. I don't know. So I agree with your assessment that there's really interesting developments on that. I question the actual employment given some of the alternatives that have been more conventional to the conventional.
Yeah, like the
military.
long-term commercial adoption of those things, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, look, overall,
Again, exceptionally accurate rifle, shooting really awesome groups, coming with a very hefty price tag in the upper twos. Honestly, on that one, from a value proposition perspective, when you look at how much a proof barrel costs, suddenly that puts things back into perspective a little bit, that I can get my head around the price tag of the rifle a bit better.
It's clearly not the special poverty rifle.
No, no, it's not. Henry, is that coming? Will there be
I need
a
to put
special
it
poverty
together. I
rifle?
need to put it together because that is a project that I promised people. It's embarrassingly a long time ago that I've said I'll do it, but now I will do it. I will make the special poverty rifle.
Guys, if you've made it this far in the video, head down to the comments and berate Henry for not yet having completed the special poverty rifle build. Or, of course, praise him for the ace run that he just completed here. Do all the rest of the good YouTube stuff if you can. We appreciate it. Hop into the Discord by way of Patreon. And until next time, we'll see you on the range.
Cyber 16, this is Geo 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, red con 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Geo 96, this is Cyber 16, roger, over. 16.